Video about lead sheets for Piano 5. This is just in case you want to start working on your chords. We will work on those in our next class, but I just wanted to give you this heads up. So first, you need to figure out, of course, what key you're in. And you got to remember these letters above here are not the key and they are not the note. They are the chords. So the easiest way to determine your key is by your very last note. Almost all songs end on do if it's major or on la if it's minor. So you guys know how to read your notes now. This is my do and it is the letter F. So after you find that, you check the key signature in the key of F when you play your scale. You have one black key and it's a flat. So you can tell that it's major. This is F major as one flat. So then you need to figure out what your 1, your 4, and your 5, 7 chords are, because those are the most common chords. The way you do that is whatever key you're in, that letter name is your one chord. So this song is in the key of F. So the chord F is your one chord. Okay, then if you want to know your 4 chord, you just go to F and you count up 4. You count the one you're on. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a black key. So your 4 chord is going to be a B flat because that's the name of that note, B flat. So a B flat chord in your song is going to be a 4 chord. For a 5 or 5, 7 chord, you count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a C chord or a C7 chord is going to be your 5, 7 in F. And you know how to play that, or you should. Then you will have some extra chords in some of these songs. Some will have more than others. So let's see. In this song, it has a D chord. Okay. So a D chord would be a 1 chord in the key of D. So you can just go to your piano and play a 1 chord in D and then write down the notes that are in it. So you got D, F sharp, and A, which you'll see I wrote right here to help myself. Okay? Then oftentimes when you move between chords, so this one has an F chord, and then a D chord. You could do that, but sometimes there's an easier way to do it. So you can compare the notes. So an F chord has an F, A, C. You can tell that by looking at your fingers. I could, instead of going down to make a D chord, I can go like this. Watch my hand. Here's my F chord. Here's my D chord in a different inversion. So it's got the F sharp, the A, and the D. It's easier to get there than it is to do this. Okay, so you can play around. That's why sometimes I write the letter names in so that I can think about the easiest way to get there. All right, this song also has a G minor chord. So a G minor chord would be a G chord or a 1 chord in G, but then you have to make it minor. Okay, so look at my hand. Here's G major. The way you make a chord minor is you move your Mi finger down, so it becomes a flat in this case. So the G minor chord is G, B flat, D. Now let's say you have let me think here, a D minor chord. So D major is here. You move your minor chord down, so it comes off the black key. There's your D minor chord. So you always move a half step. So if you're on a black key, your Mi finger would go to a white key. If you're on a white key, it'll go to a black key. That's how you make something minor. It's the Mi part. Let's see here. I think those are the main things you need to know. So just remember, any letter name, unless it's a minor, it is the one chord in that key. So this would be a one chord in D. This would be a one chord in F. Let's see if some others. Here's a G. It would be a one chord in G. Those are the main things I think you need to know to try to be able to figure out your own chords. Now, the minor songs tend to be a little bit more difficult. So you can just try and see what you can come up with.